Hello, how's it going everyone? Back again for another episode, and here in floor number 13 we have some work to do. That is digging the last few hallways. I do have some pickaxes here, but let me quickly make a few more. This will be necessary for what I need to do, which is, as I mentioned, digging a lot, and then digging even more after. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Let's get to work almost immediately. I'm jumping up and down. You may be asking why, and that is simply because I want to check where did I leave, where did I stop digging from yesterday, and I think the end of the hallway is quite close here, so it's not gonna be a very long struggle to get to it. Unless we've got coal to dig through. So we've got 3 blocks of coal. That's 4, 5 and 6. You always see more, or at least very often, as you keep digging. So that was 8 or so blocks of coal. We'll take those, fill in the empty space, and move on. Along the way I'll place torches as much as I can, and though I'm not really that inefficient with the torches, I like to first for it to get a bit dark, where I think it would be an efficient way to place a torch, so I'm not really placing them left and right. I do some sort of thinking in advance, where should a torch be placed, and is this a good idea to place a torch here, because torches are coal, and coal is not free. You've gotta find it, you've gotta dig it, you've gotta use tools for it. But there, hey, this was the last hallway. Wow, I was under the impression that I had one more to go through. Well, since this is the last one, let's go back to the first hallway and begin with the floor removal process. And then, after I remove all of the floor in here, I'll have to initiate the glass slab placing process. You could say, floor installation process, or floor replacement process, I don't know. But hey, what's this? More coal? I could leave these blocks here, but I chose not to somehow, at least this time, because after I begin digging floor number 14, I would have to go through these blocks anyway, like either way. So I think it would have been even more efficient if just marginally to just leave those blocks for the next floor. But yeah, I just took them with me now with the pickaxe that I've had in my hotbar. Thinking, talking about these pickaxes, they are breaking very fast. That's because today I'm digging fast. As you can see here, I'm going just really fast. There is no roadblocks or anything, and by roadblocks I mean there is no gravel, or at least very small amount. I think I've encountered a few blocks in one place that was on that hallway, but overall, as you can see, we're just not wasting any time, just going strong through all of these hallways, and floor removal is much faster than the hallway digging, so it should only take 1/3 or so of the time that it took me to dig all 11 hallways. Oh yeah, I was saying that we didn't find too much gravel, but yeah, just as I said that we are coming at a roadblock, you could say, as I mentioned, a bit made out of gravel, but it's being paid off by the coal that I've just noticed. A few more blocks of coal into my collection, which will most likely be used to smelt sand. That's pretty much where all of it goes in from my storage. It goes to storage first, the coal, and then from that it usually ends up as a fuel to smelt sand into glass. But sometimes, very occasionally, rarely I could say, it ends up as a fuel for smelting stone itself, like cobblestone, back into stone. That is quite necessary, in fact. And I have done it a few times, I think, when I needed this smooth stone instead of the cobbled stone. Because cobblestone, I mean, you know how it looks like. I have plenty of it built, plenty of it placed, and plenty of it in my inventory. So it's just like stone, except it's cobbled together, so it looks, yeah, I mean, it's not just like stone, but looks kind of worse. I guess it would depend on what situation you're using it in. But to me, I don't know, I would prefer, yeah, now I don't even know, maybe cobblestone looks better than just stone itself. I mean, one problem with stone itself is that it's abundant. As long as you do not dig it with pickaxe, it stays the normal kind of stone, not the cobblestone. So as I go through the dungeon, all I see is this gray block, usually with occasional interruptions by sand or gravel. Nothing else, just this gray, like light gray. Why is there no lights here? We really need a torch here. Very, very dark. So I'll place one very quickly. Nice. Yeah, I was concerned, you know, why is, like, there's almost no light. There was barely any light. So I missed a torch, but fixed that mistake now, and we are moving on. In fact, I even forgot what I was talking about, but I think it was something about stone and cobblestone. How I've seen so much stone, the normal variety, that it's not special anymore, even though to get it, to be able to have it in your inventory, to then place it as a building block, you have to smelt it. And cobblestone, you just have to dig normal stone blocks. So I see it everywhere. Every time I go into the dungeon, it's there. You do not, in fact, you do not even need to go into the dungeon to see stone, because it's everywhere. Sometimes even on surface level, you can see it hiding behind a few layers of sand and dirt. So occasionally you see it even walking around on sand, on dirt, wherever on the surface you are walking on. Oh no, look at that. My pickaxes are breaking one by one, but at an accelerated pace. I feel like I'm gonna be in trouble here. Yeah, the way I pronounced that was pretty bad, I think. So yeah, I wanted to say, yeah, I may have to craft some additional pickaxes, because I only have 3 more. as soon as this breaks, I'm on my last 3 pickaxes, but we still have to dig for quite a while. Yeah, I think the problem was that at the beginning of the episode I was in fact crafting pickaxes, but my inventory was almost full, so I had to really kind of limit myself as to how many pickaxes I've made. So I think I made a decent amount still. I had at least 9 pickaxes, but if I had to say, I would say 10. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's how many pickaxes I've had. You know, this spot is also kinda dark, but acceptable. So it could be a bit brighter, but it's at an acceptable level. Good. On to the next hallway. I think I'm halfway through all of the hallways now. So yeah, we'll leave this coal now for the next floor. We'll leave it as a surprise, but these ones onto the sides, we'll take those. This one as well, and that one. And the rest of them we can leave if there are any left. And then continue digging, of course. It's not a big deal. I can craft some more pickaxes along the way. I even have a recipe ready, so all I have to do is click on the pickaxe and then drag it to my inventory, where I can place it and then use it. Gravel. This will need a shovel. This is why I have a few shovels usually for purposes like this. Whenever you come across sand, gravel, what else? Dirt, but you do not see dirt at such a deep level. I mean, I'm at about 50 blocks deep, something like that. I don't know. 13 floors, 3.5 blocks each. We are probably looking at about 50 or so, yeah. Not very good at calculating, but roughly 50. 50 blocks deep into the dungeon. Still no iron, but any time now, and by saying any time I mean like any month now. Definitely, most likely not today, nor tomorrow, or nor the next week. We're talking about months of additional work that I'll have to put in to find iron. Look, another spot where there's a lack of light, so I placed a torch. I wonder how I missed those, because it's really dark. I really thought it's kinda dark. So when I was digging, somehow I thought it was fine, but it's really not. Yeah, I don't know. It's not such a big deal, so you can always fix it along the way. And in fact, you have 2 occasions to fix it, 2 opportunities to fix it. Once when you are removing the floor, I guess initially 3. So once as you are digging the hallways, then as you are removing the floor, and the last one where you can also notice the lack of torches is when you are installing the glass floor. So even if I didn't see the lack of light this time, I would still have a chance to see it as I am placing the glass slabs and going through all of the hallways once again. So this is pretty foolproof, I guess, in terms of properly placing lights across your hallways, because having 3 different occasions where you you can assess the situation and see, adjust something if needs be, is, yeah, it's pretty foolproof. I mean, to miss something would be quite difficult with how much time you've got and how many times you go through the same hallways. But look, I'm on 2 last hallways. This is entirely possible that I'll be able to complete all the floor removal today. And I think I will. We are now halfway through this one, and then the last 11th one is left, which we will also quickly remove and be done with, hopefully, unless a pickaxe breaks. I'll craft 2 more. I think that was almost enough pickaxes. If it held for a little longer, like 1 more hallway, as I said, that's still left, then we wouldn't need to even craft anymore, I think. So it wasn't so bad. It was a pretty good calculation, or more like, it wasn't really, I didn't really calculate how many I was crafting. It was more along the lines of limitations of the inventory space that I've had, where I couldn't craft anymore. I could craft as much as it allowed me to, and that was exactly how many were allowed. I filled my inventory to the brim, I guess. There was not a single space left, I think. Oh, what's this? That's... Look, when I'm shoveling sandstone with shovel, it sounds like dirt block. But when I dig it with pickaxe, it sounds like a solid block. That's so strange. 2 different reactions. Interesting. I wonder why that is. Maybe that's because shovel always makes this sound. No, look, when I'm trying to dig gravel with pickaxe and shovel with shovel, they both make the same sounds, but that's not the same thing for sandstone. It's different. Like the pickaxe makes shovel noises for sandstone. Or something. I'm confused. Oh, okay. Maybe I've answered my own question here. Yeah. Wow, that confused me. Anyway, I think I've said something kind of funny, and that didn't make any sense. But I cannot really... Yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. It's totally fine. We're done with the floor. And now back to the storage area, where I will place all of the excess cobblestone back into the chests, or more like from the dungeon into the chests. They were never in the chests before, so now I am placing them in the chest. Wow, I have filled 4 entire chests full with cobblestone only. That is an achievement. Kinda like it. So we've also got gravel, sand, some sandstone and silver sand. Then plenty of coal, as you can see. We'll place this and take the 40 coal lumps that I've got. Yep, that's good. Okay, what about glass? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and almost a full stack of glass. We'll take all of that, but this is definitely not going to be enough. So we're making our way towards the surface. We'll climb out, then I'll go and most likely dig some sandstone. Sandstone digging is in order. I kinda like it, sandstone digging, really is pretty fun. But yeah, I'm not gonna start it today. We'll do that tomorrow and then place it to smelt.